In life, sometimes a careless word can bring painful consequences. Have you ever thought that a single word could change fate? Let's follow the story of the turtle and the two herons to discover the deep lesson about the power of words and how to control emotions. What happened when the turtle couldn't stay silent? Don't miss the reflective moments at the end of the video with the Buddha's compassionate message. The turtle's story. The harm of reckless speech. In a bright blue lake, hidden under large lotus leaves, lived a turtle and two white herons. They had been friends for a long time, often sharing interesting stories about life under the water and in the sky. Then one year, it was as if the sky had forgotten how to cry. For 365 days, not a drop of rain fell into the lake. The sun blazed fiercely, turning the clear water into a hot, steamy pool. Each day, the water level receded, revealing cracked, dry ground. The once lush green grass had turned yellow and shriveled, like silver hair. Steam rose thickly, turning the lake into a massive boiling pot. Fish, shrimp, frogs, and toads floated lifelessly on the surface. Amidst this bleak scene, our turtle grew anxious. Its round eyes darted around nervously, and its limbs fidgeted restlessly. In its head, hundreds of ideas spun, searching for a way out of this fiery inferno. The turtle dove to the bottom of the lake, then surfaced again, as if trying to find a solution from every possible angle. Suddenly, like a glimmer of hope in the gloomy sky, the two white herons appeared, their wide wings spreading out like pure white silk. They gently landed by the shore, their sharp eyes observing the surroundings. When their eyes fell upon the turtle's pitiful figure, concern was evident on their faces. The male heron spoke, his voice warm and full of care. "Dear friend turtle, what has made you so sad? You look like you're carrying the weight of the world on your back." The turtle looked up with tired eyes, its voice sinking like a sigh of the wind. "Oh, my dear friends, I am facing a terrible disaster. I fear that this may be the last time we see each other." The male heron, with eyes glowing with determination, quickly interrupted. "Wait a minute, dear friend. We are friends, we've shared happy moments, so now we will face difficulties together. Tell us, what is troubling you so much? Perhaps we can help you find a solution. Don't lose hope just yet." The turtle, with a shaky voice like the last leaves before an autumn wind, slowly opened up. "My dear friends, I don't know how you are doing, but it's been 2 days since I've had anything to eat. Not even a small shrimp remains, let alone fish. Everything has disappeared, and worse, the lake is drying up. I fear that soon I'll fall into the hands of the ruthless buffalo herders. 5 years ago, they captured me once. Luckily, a kind old woman bought me and released me at the temple. That's why I'm still alive today. But now, whenever I think of the impending danger, my whole body trembles uncontrollably." As the male heron was lost in thought, his eyes squinted as if trying to find a solution, the female heron suddenly spoke, her voice warm and compassionate. "Dear turtle, why don't you try finding a new place to live? Perhaps this could be an opportunity for you to discover new horizons." The turtle raised its tired eyes, its voice sinking like the sigh of autumn wind. "Oh, dear heron, think about it. Since I was born, I've never left this lake. The roads are far and full of dangers, and my steps are so slow. I fear that I'd rather die where I was born than be lost in a strange place." Suddenly, like a ray of light piercing through the dark clouds, the male heron raised his head, his eyes bright with new hope. His voice rang out full of excitement. "Come on, don't worry anymore. 10 miles from here, there's a magical lotus lake. No matter how severe the drought, the water in that lake never runs dry. We'll take you there. Not only will it solve your livelihood problem, but we'll also be close and share moments under the dark sky." Despite this, anxiety still lingered in the turtle's eyes. Its voice trembled, full of despair. "Oh dear, 10 miles? I can't even make it 1 mile, let alone 10. I suppose my fate is already sealed. I'll just accept death." The male heron, with a face full of confidence and determination, quickly replied, "Don't worry about that. We've got a plan. However, you'll need to stay calm and brave. Are you ready?" The turtle, with a glimmer of hope in its eyes, quickly responded, "Just tell me. No matter how difficult, I'll try my best." The male heron began to explain, his voice lowering, filled with seriousness. "Here's the plan. My wife and I will carry a branch, each holding one end. You'll bite the middle tightly. That way, we can fly you to the lotus lake. But there's something very important and dangerous you must remember. During the entire flight, you must keep a tight grip on the branch and absolutely not speak or ask any questions, no matter what happens. In just half an hour, we'll arrive. Remember, no matter what, you must stay silent and not say a word. The turtle nodded, its face full of understanding and determination. Its voice rang out, full of confidence. I've got it. Don't treat me like a child who needs constant reminders. I promise I'll do exactly as you say. Once everything was ready, the male heron again sternly reminded his turtle friend, his voice lowering with affection and concern. Dear friend, this is your last chance. If there's anything you want to say, now is the time. But remember, once we take off, you absolutely must not speak. It's dangerous. With those words, they began their daring plan. The heron's wings beat strongly, creating a sound like the wind rustling through a bamboo grove. The herons stretched their legs, lifting the turtle off the ground. The turtle's heart pounded, its breath quickened as it left the safety of the ground for the first time. Slowly, they rose into the sky, resembling a strange two-engine airplane in the vast blue sky. Once they were stable in the air, the turtle began to marvel at the vast world beneath its feet. For the first time in its life, magnificent scenes unfolded before its eyes, leaving it in awe. There were lush green fields, gently waving under the wind, looking like a giant green velvet carpet stretching to the horizon. There was the silver river, winding like a giant white snake slithering through the forest. Trees, houses, and countless other sights appeared, small and intricate like models. Many times the turtle almost opened its mouth to express its amazement or ask questions to satisfy its curiosity. But luckily, each time it was about to speak, the serious face of the white heron appeared in its mind, reminding it of the important instruction. The turtle held back, silently admiring the vast world unfolding beneath its feet, its heart filled with joy and excitement. The turtle's peaceful journey with the two herons was suddenly interrupted by an unexpected situation. From the ground, the noise of a group of children shattered the quiet atmosphere. A boy with wide, curious eyes pointed to the sky and shouted, his voice full of excitement. "Hey, look, two herons are carrying a turtle in the sky. Wow, that's amazing!" The boy's shout was like a spark, igniting the noise of the group. They rushed out, looking up at the sky, their mouths full of wonder. Among the noisy crowd, a tall boy, probably the leader of the group, suddenly burst out laughing. He waved his hand at the sky, his voice full of mockery. "Ha ha! Look, it's like two soldiers escorting a fortune teller to jail. Hey, fortune teller! Hey, fortune teller!" The children's laughter and mocking words were like sharp arrows, piercing straight into the turtle's pride. Although floating in the air, the turtle could feel its blood boiling. Its eyes flared with anger, its small head stiff with rage. For a moment, it forgot the important instruction from its heron friends. Unable to hold back its anger, the turtle prepared to shout back, "Mind your own business. What does this have to do with you, you rude kids?" But alas, as soon as it opened its mouth, the turtle realized its grave mistake. The branch slipped from its mouth, and in an instant, the turtle found itself falling freely through the air. Time seemed to stop in that moment. The turtle saw the ground rushing closer, faster. Its heart pounded, its eyes wide with terror. And then, in a painful moment, its small body crashed into a sharp rock below. The dry sound of crack echoed, and then all fell silent. The Buddha, with compassionate eyes and a voice as gentle as a cool stream, softly gazed at the crowd of disciples listening attentively. He smiled gently, then spoke with wisdom. "Dear children, listen and reflect on the story of the unfortunate turtle. In this colorful life, how many have suffered painful consequences simply because they could not control their small tongue? They are like fragile boats, battered by the waves of careless words, driven into the sharp rocks of suffering." The Buddha paused, letting the lesson sink deep into the minds of the disciples, then continued with even more earnestness. "Remember well, blessings and misfortunes in life often begin with the tongue. Every word is a seed, capable of growing into the sweet fruit of happiness or the thorny weed of suffering. Therefore, always be careful. Guard your words as if you were holding a precious gem. Let your words be a gift of compassion, a light of wisdom, a hand that lifts others." The Buddha's gentle gaze swept across each disciple's face, as if imprinting this precious lesson deep into their hearts. In the solemn atmosphere, his teachings were like morning dew, soaking into each soul, sowing seeds for deep reflection on the power of words in life. Summary of lessons. The story, The Harm of Reckless Speech, contains a profound lesson taught by the Buddha about the power and consequences of words. The story of the turtle and the herons is a metaphor for how we handle words and control our emotions. Here are some insights from the story, derived from Buddhist teachings. The power of words. In the story, the turtle, unable to control its anger at the children's mockery, opened its mouth to respond. This led to a severe consequence, falling and meeting its fate. This reminds us that words can bring either fortune or misfortune. The Buddha taught that blessings and misfortunes in life often begin with the tongue. Careless words can lead to unforeseen consequences, just like how the turtle couldn't stay silent and had to pay with its life. Self-control. One of the important lessons of Buddhism is controlling the mind and speech. When one cannot control themselves in the face of external influences, they can easily fall into suffering. The turtle in the story is proof of this. Despite being repeatedly reminded to stay silent, it couldn't resist provocation. This is a wake-up call about the need to always be mindful and in control of oneself in every situation. Compassion and wisdom in words. The Buddha taught that every word should reflect compassion and wisdom. When we speak, we should consider whether our words bring benefit to others or are merely reactions to negative emotions. As the Buddha advised his disciples, let your words be a gift of compassion, a light of wisdom. Words as seeds. The Buddha also compared words to seeds. Kind words can grow into the sweet fruit of happiness, while thoughtless words can become the weeds of suffering. This implies that the words we speak not only affect the present, but also have long-lasting impacts on the future. From these lessons, we understand that cultivating right speech is an essential part of living a mindful and compassionate life. Like the turtle, if we are not careful, even a single word can lead to unwanted outcomes. The story of the turtle and the two herons carries deep meanings in line with Buddhist teachings. Firstly, we can observe the lesson about impermanence, anicca, the constant change of all things. The once lush lake, full of fish and shrimp, dried up after a long drought, reflecting the continuous change in life. Nothing is permanent. Everything must go through transformation. This reminds us not to cling to anything, as everything will change over time. Next, the story clearly illustrates the law of karma, kamma. The turtle was unable to control its emotions and opened its mouth when mocked, leading to its fall and subsequent accident. This is a lesson on the connection between action and consequence that Buddhism always emphasizes. Every action we take results in consequences, whether good or bad. Thoughtless actions driven by emotions such as greed, anger, or ignorance, lobha, dosa, moha, lead to suffering. The story also teaches about suffering, dukkha, one of the fundamental truths in Buddhism. Suffering does not only come from external environments, such as the drought threatening the turtle's life, but also from within, from anger and the inability to control emotions. When the turtle couldn't control its anger toward the mockery, internal suffering arose, leading to disaster. This reminds us of the importance of controlling our minds and avoiding anger, dosa. Compassion, karuna, is also clearly present in the way the two herons helped the turtle. Although not directly involved in the turtle's difficult situation, the herons willingly used their wisdom and compassion to find a way to help their friend. The Buddha always taught that compassion and wisdom are the two highest virtues that humans should cultivate. We should help others with compassion without calculating or expecting anything in return. This is the path to liberation and enlightenment. Finally, the story emphasizes the importance of right speech, samyak vak. Words can bring either blessings or misfortune. Due to a careless word, the turtle met with an unfortunate end. The Buddha taught that we should always think before speaking and only speak words that are beneficial, bringing joy and happiness to others. Words affect not only the listener, but also reflect the speaker's state of mind and karma. Advice from this story: we should learn to live mindfully, controlling our words and actions. Life is impermanent, and every word and action leaves its mark in the chain of karma. Practice good deeds, avoid wrongdoing, and learn to control negative emotions like anger and greed. At the same time, cultivate compassion and wisdom, always helping others without seeking personal gain. If you find the lessons in this story valuable, don't forget to click subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more videos about Buddhist teachings and life. You can also share your thoughts on this story in the comments section below. Have you ever experienced a situation where careless words led to consequences? Let's discuss and share your experiences.